actually extend out over the decks of ocean-going oil tankers that dock up here throughout the year. That pipeline, you see two colors of glass, the lantern gallery. That's because it's a sectored lighthouse. You can tell where you are at night based on what color light you see. This lighthouse. You see red, that means you are looking at it from right near the breakwater here, and you need to change your course or you're going to run right into it, run aground. If you see white light, you can see it from where we are right now, which is pretty safe. We're right in the shipping channel. So it's useful for nighttime navigation. And it sits atop of this breakwater here, which was not built until the mid-1950s, a while after the lighthouse itself was built. And it was put there just to help protect the oil pipeline behind it from rough seas. Which of course also meant the lighthouse keeper could walk to work instead of row to work, so it made the daily commute a little easier. Throughout the years, expanded, eventually was closed down in 1962. Cape Elizabeth bought the land, thought about building houses on it, decided not to, then opened it to the public, turned it into what it is today. It's about 90 acres in size, and it's free to the public, it's wide open. You can go right in, and it's a really popular spot for weddings and family reunions. There's a lot of parkland up there. The remnants of the fort are still there, although they're not in fantastic shape anymore. Where the American flag is flying right there, that is the old parade ground. And all the people standing in front of the old lighthouse keeper's quarters, they're taking pictures of you guys just as you take pictures of the lighthouse. So make sure you wave and smile and straighten up your hair and, you know. In the front of the lighthouse, that little brick building, that houses the generator that keeps that lighthouse going because it is automated. There's also a foghorn in there. This was one of the last lighthouses in Maine to be automated because it was such a popular place to work, actually. That was in 1989, so up to 1989, the lighthouse keeper was living in that house and operating the lighthouse, at least maintaining it. So we're getting a pretty good view of what, you know, sea-weary sailors would see coming in long ago. Even after ships used to run aground out here so frequently, there's actually a day in the 1800s where 10 ships ran aground right out here, 10 boats. Eventually, though, a 400-foot passenger boat ran aground here, a Californian, and nobody died, but it took 6 or 7 weeks to float it and get it back into the harbor to repair more. So finally, Portland said, all right, we got to build this lighthouse, so they did. But as you look at it, as we pass it, you can see there's no lighthouse keeper's quarters there. There would be a lighthouse keeper and 2 assistants. It's really fun. Now you can also see up there a steel tripod sticking up. Looks like something from a ship. That is the radar mast that was once mounted on the heavy cruiser, the USS Portland, which served during World War II in the Pacific. Now, a lot of the young men that were on that boat at the time were actually from Portland. Ended up in the Pacific in places that none of them had ever heard of. And that ship actually ended up fighting in every naval battle in the Pacific. Made it all the way through the war. So it was at Guadalcanal and Midway and Okinawa. The USS Portland was there. And the ship made it all the way through the war, and then it was scrapped by the Navy, unfortunately. In spite of the people of Portland trying to raise money, I think that's pretty good. At least the folks in the Victorian-style homes can still see, for the most part. Now also, if you look above the tree line on our right-hand side, you can see a tower sticking up. The green dome on it, it's brick. That's the Portland Observatory. That's an old marine signal tower that was used in the 1800s. It was built in 1807 by a retired ship captain, Lemuel Moody. And it was very useful down here at the time because if you think about it, in the 1800s we had no radios, meaning the ships just showed up at port when they did. Nobody knew when they were coming, and then everybody had to scramble to get ready to offload their cargo ships, you know. And so that tower provided a unique service. Someone would stand